I invite Professor Dr. B.Topcuoglu to the EASF Chief and Conference Chair in the Akdeniz University. Professor, I'm eager to hear your lesson.
Cobalt is a component of vitamin B12 and an essential mineral for human health. Also, cobalt element has an important effect on the development as a beneficial element as well as human nutrition. Enrichment of cobalt content in plant products by biofortification is one of the methods used to overcome dietary cobalt deficiency. However, the effectiveness of the methods used in biofortification may vary according to plant species and varieties. The science is still new in biofortification studies, and information on application doses of rare elements is limited. In this study, the results of cobalt application in 3 different onion varieties will be shared. Increasing abiotic stress factors due to the adverse climatic condition and increasing population necessitates the development of new agricultural practices that increase crop productivity in order to meet global food demand. Until recently, the role of some elements that are not directly required for plant metabolism, including cobalt, iodine, vanadium, silica, has been ignored in agricultural application. However, in recent years, these elements have been the subject of research due to its beneficial effects on plants under both abiotic and biotic stress conditions. Cobalt, which is not an essential element for plants, but has a positive effect on growth and yield. Although there is no evidence that cobalt has a direct role in plant metabolism, it's classified as an beneficial element in plant nutrition. Cobalt, which is particularly important in legumes because it's required for nitrogen fixation by bacteria living in root nodules. It also promoted some development processes such as stem and coleoptile elongation, hypocotyl root opening, and leaf disc expansion in other plants. Cobalt, which has been shown to have beneficial effects under both normal and abiotic stress conditions, has been found to reverse these beneficial effects in some plants when applied at high concentration. It has been determined that external cobalt applications have positive effects on plant development and productivity in many plants under stress conditions. On the other hand, micronutrient deficiencies in the soil limit crop productivity and the nutritional quality of food, which in turn affects nutrition and human health. Micronutrient deficiencies in humans mainly result from low concentrations and low availabilities of micronutrients in daily diets. This can lead to growth problems, weak immune systems, and mental development problems, especially in children. Cobalt is a component of vitamin B12. Its deficiency can cause anemia. Common symptoms due to the acute cobalt deficiency are pallor, weakness, fatigue, loss of appetite, weight loss followed by poor growth, shortness of breath, dizziness, scaly ears, and watery discharge from the eyes. Similar to humans, vitamin B12 deficiency in animals is caused by inadequate cobalt intake. In deficiencies, disruption of the protein mechanism, nervous system and effects and reproductive problems may occur. For these reasons, adequate cobalt intake is essential for maintaining a healthy life. Therefore, it's important to consume foods containing enriched cobalt with a balanced diet plan. In addition to consumption of cobalt-rich foods, microelement enrichment in foods is also important in agricultural production. A new approach to tackling the problem of micronutrient deficiency in human and animal diets has been to increase the concentration and bioavailability of micronutrients in the edible parts of plants through biofortification. Plant biofortification is defined as procedures aimed at increasing the content of certain elements, nutrient compounds, and vitamins in plant yields in order to improve their biological quality and consequently improve the health of food consumers. Plant biofortification is an important agricultural strategy used to increase the nutrient content of plants to promote healthy diets and combat nutrient deficiency. In the presence of cobalt deficiency in the soil, foliar cobalt application as a cultural practice increases cobalt uptake of plant by enabling cobalt absorption by the leaves of the plant. Cobalt biofortification can help meet public health and nutritional needs by increasing the cobalt content of plant. Onion, and a member of the Amaryllidaceae family, is one of the most widely grown vegetables in the world due to its low production costs, widespread use in the kitchen for its unique flavor and medicinal properties. Several factors affect the yield and quality of onions during production. Growers therefore need to optimize to grow high-quality products under variable environmental conditions to meet market demand. For this purpose, a number of external applications have been found to have a positive effect on the yield and quality of onions, one of which is cobalt. However, in biofortification element uptake and assimilation capacities of plants, application forms and doses may differ according to plant species and genotypes. In addition, for biofortification applications, it's important to determine the optimum application dose, since high application doses can cause toxicity in plants according to elements. In this study, the effects of foliar application of cobalt at different concentration to onion varieties grow under greenhouse conditions on plant growth, yield, and stress parameters were investigated. The experiment was carried out in November-December in the experimental greenhouse of Akdeniz University with controlled temperature, humidity, and illumination. In the experiment, white, purple, and yellow unions varieties obtained from a commercial company were used as plant material, and pots containing 5-chlorum substrate that's accepted as raw medium were used in the experiment. Substrate mixture of peat and perlite was used as growing medium in pots. The physical and chemical characteristics of the potting media, potting soil as an other name, were within the range of acceptable values for vegetable plants. In these parameters, particle density, total porosity, organic matter, air capacity, electrical conductivity, and other plant nutrients in acceptable ranges. Each pot was considered as one replication and was planned according to randomized block design with 5 replication. All union seeds were planted to pot medium. After germination of the seeds, thinning was carried out so that 20 plants remained in each pot. Onion plants were grown by fertigation with a nutrient solution, which was created by modifying the nutrient solution for vegetable growth. In this nutrient solutions, nitrate, dihydrogen phosphate, sulfate, ammonium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and other trace elements is in well concentrations. pH and EC values of the nutrient solution used in the experiment was adjusted according to standard procedure. Greenhouse temperature, humidity, and illumination were kept at an appropriate level during the rooting and growth stages of plants. Foliar cobalt application doses were prepared from cobalt sulfide, and also commercial foliar fertilizer adhesive preparations were added to cobalt solution between applications to increase foliar adhesion. And in the vegetation period, foliar cobalt solution were applied 2 times. In order to determine the effects of cobalt application on vegetative development, 5 plants were selected randomly from each pot. 2 months later, all plants were harvested and shoot length, root length, shoot fresh weight, shoot dry weight, shoot fresh and root dry and other parameters. Malondialdehyde analysis, that's a stress factor, was used to determine whether cobalt causes membrane damages and other physical properties. And variance, LCD, and correlation analysis of the findings obtained in the greenhouse experiment carried out according to random blocks experimental design with 5 replication was analyzed. In this study, investigating the effects of different cobalt concentration on vegetative development parameters in some onion cultivars, the interaction of cultivar treatment and cultivar treatment correlation had a significant effect on all parameters except root drive weight. Shoot length of onion plants was decreased in all cobalt treatments, while root length was increased in 100 micromole cobalt treatment compared to control treatment and was decreased in other cobalt treatments. In yellow onion, there was a decrease in both plant emergence and all vegetative development parameters at 200 and 300 micromole doses. Root length and shoot drive weight at 100 micromole cobalt concentration are the common increasing parameters for all three cultivars. While the fresh weight of all varieties of onion plants decreased in all cobalt treatments, the dry weight of white and purple onion varieties increased in 100 micromole cobalt treatment compared to the control treatment, but decreased in other treatments. MDA level, malondialdehyde level, which is used as a marker to determine the severity of oxidative stress, is the end product of lipid peroxidation. Malondialdehyde values in both concentrations were higher than the control and 100 micromole cobalt levels. Therefore, cobalt doses above 100 micromole may be considered toxic to yellow onion variety. It is observed that cobalt doses applied above 100 micromole dose had a toxic effect and the growth was progressively suppressed in parallel with the dose increase. The application of 100 micromole promoted root length, shoot dry weight, and root fresh weight. It's observed that cobalt doses applied above this dose had a toxic effect and growth was progressively suppressed in parallel with the dose increase. Malondialdehyde value raised in parallel with the increase in application dose, considering that high dose of cobalt cause oxidative stress in the plant. Malondialdehyde analysis was carried out and the highest malondialdehyde values were found at high cobalt levels. In conclusion, concerning the suppression of plant development caused by cobalt doses above 100 micromole, we can say that plants were stressed in this application concentration. Onion genotypes responded differently to the application dose of cobalt treatments. This is an important finding for next plant biofortification studies. Malondialdehyde levels, which are a marker of oxidative stress through to be induced by cobalt, were detected at the highest levels of cobalt doses. In conclusion, foliar cobalt application of 100 micromole and lower cobalt concentration are recommended to support onion plant growth as a beneficial element and to ensure optimum elemental biofortification. Thank you very much for listening and paying attention to me.